Hey there, my Chemo Kitchen friends. It's Bob, and we're going to make another recipe today out of the Chemo Kitchen Cookbook. Right here, red curry, sweet potato soup. It's going to be delicious. Let me introduce you to some of the ingredients here. We have some carrots for sweetness, onion we're going to julienne and saute. We've got this red Thai red curry paste, garlic, a healthy amount, sweet potatoes, which is the key ingredient, and some coconut milk. Well, let's get started. I've got these sweet potatoes. You know, there's a lot of confusion in the stores. Yams, sweet potatoes. These were marked sweet potatoes, and this was marked a yam. So this is a Japanese, what's called the Japanese yam. And I wanted to introduce you to this because you might find it at your store. And it's delicious, it's really sweet, and it's going to go great in the soup. And then I have this one here that was, these were yam sweet potatoes. Well, this is what you want. You'll find these in your store. You'll see them around. Some, if they're darker, they might be called garnet yams. But nonetheless, avoid the confusion. There's sweet potatoes and yams. Either one of these will work for this recipe. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to show you the inside of the orange one. I'm going to cut the ends off, and I'm going to do a little peeling here. And we're going to just cut this into manageable pieces to cook quickly. You see in the bowl here, I've got them about 1.5 inches or so. And these were fully washed. Of course, wash these before you peel them, especially if you're going to peel them on your board. Now, this one is completely different. I want to cut off the ends just a little bit so I get a good peel here. And these have a little tougher skin, but they are so delicious. They're super sweet. Now, you won't always find them, but if you do find them, get them and use them. They're just full of nutrients, not as much beta carotene as you can see, but they are fantastic. Now, if you peel these ahead, because the recipe in the book calls for 5 pounds. Now, this recipe came from Blake Pope at Kindred Restaurant in Texas. He contributed to the Chemo Kitchen Cookbook. And, you know, it's a beautiful recipe. This is one of those recipes where you can make it ahead of time, freeze half of it, which would be fantastic for future use. Or, you know, if you know about Meal Train, people who are sick, need some help with food. Maybe they can't manage it on their own, or it's just a little overwhelming. Mealtrain.com, and you can go if you're a caregiver and you need some help for your person who's sick. Say they're going through chemo here. You sign up, you get some friends to sign up, and they pick up dates, and then they bring a meal over on that date. So you get some support. This would be a great Meal Train soup. All right, so let's cut these up. Fantastic. A couple like this. Give yourself 1.5. Half again. Boom, let's run through these. You know, I think cooking should be a joy. It is such a gesture of giving. And when you can help someone take care of themselves, feed them, give them some nutrition, what better feeling than that? That's how I feel. I mean, it's not how everybody feels, but that's why I love cooking. And I've gone down this road to help other people do that. Well, let's julienne an onion because we need to do that. So let's take the bottom off. Let's take the top off. Let's cut it in half. Just remove the skin, the first layer. This is a sweet onion. This is we want the soup to have that nice rich flavor. There's no dairy in this soup. So it's a puree soup, and we're going to make it, at the end we're going to put it through a blender, and you'll see. So dairy-free. The onion is going to lend some sweetness to it. I'm going to just take the core out like this on each side. Now, this is all going to be blended in the end, but we want them to be in small enough pieces to get a little bit of caramelization on them before we add the sweet potatoes. That looks good, doesn't it? All right. Put these in a bowl. All right, so we pretty much all prepped. We did the carrots ahead because, I mean, come on, you've all peeled a carrot and cut a carrot. So here we are, carrots, curry paste, garlic, onions, sweet potato, coconut milk, and we're gonna get it into a nice small, not small, kind of large stock pot to get this thing cooking. We'll be right back. All right, so we're here at the stove, and I've got a 5-quart stock pot on the heat. It's on medium heat. I'm going to add a fair amount of olive oil, a good 1/4 cup. It's going to help give some body to the soup. I'm going to add the onions and the carrots. We're going to get these to soften, the onion to release its oils. And this is where I'm going to add some salt to build flavor. That's my flake salt. So let's get some sea salt. I have a tablespoon of salt right here. This is about all you're going to need for the entire recipe. Now I'll turn the heat up a little bit to medium-high and let this go for a little bit. We'll come back in a minute. Well, so we've been about 15 minutes of sauteing these onions. You can see in the pan, they've become translucent, soft, and the carrots are softer too, just releasing a lot of great flavors. So here we're going to add the garlic whole. Give it a good stir around. Now this garlic is going to really give a really nice rich flavor. It won't be biting. It'll be lovely and soft and mellow as the soup cooks. So I've got this curry paste now. This is red curry paste. So this is organic curry paste. This has got shallots and garlic and lime juice, dried red chilies, galangal, which is a Thai ginger, lemongrass, spices, Himalayan pink salt. That's great mineral content. Some soy sauce that's made of brown rice and soybeans. It's got some coriander, kaffir, lime leaves, and water. And everything's organic in this. So let's give it a good tablespoon. We want some nice curry flavor in there. Let's work this around. It's nice when it gets some heat on it. Now you think it's a lot of garlic, but with this amount of sweet potatoes, and this beautiful curry paste and the carrots for sweetness is going to be great. Oh boy. Woo! That smells delicious. All right, I'm going to let this go for another minute, and we'll come back and we'll add the potatoes. All right, well, we're back. It's been a couple of minutes. This pan is doing its job. Fragrances are beautiful. The curry paste is caramelized a little bit. The garlic has softened. So now it's time to add the potatoes. So let's get these in here. It's going to fill this pot up pretty much to the top. All right, and right here, we'll add our 5 cups of water. I don't have a 5-cup measuring cup, so I've got 3 in one, 2 in another, and then we're going to add our 13.5-ounce can of organic coconut milk. This is unsweetened coconut milk. You find this in the grocery store. You know, you have that aisle that says international foods, or maybe you have a Southeast Asian or Asian market, and they'll have that coconut milk right in the aisles for you. So we're going to have a bunch of fat on the top. We're going to get this in, and underneath is going to be a more liquid. There we go. See? So it's cream and the liquid, the coconut juice and the coconut cream. And as this comes up, whoa, that's beautiful. This is going to be a beautiful soup. We're going to bring this up to the boil, and it's going to take, well, it's probably going to take close to 35-40 minutes for these potatoes to become very soft. And when the potatoes are soft, then we're going to put them in a blender and puree the soup. We'll come back when it's ready. Well, I put a cover on the soup. It's been about 40 minutes, and the potatoes are starting to fall apart, and that's just where you want it. You can see that beautiful, beautiful soup. That coconut milk, the Thai red chili, everything's come together. The flavors are melding. And what we'll do now is we'll put it in a blender and we'll puree it. We'll taste it and do a final seasoning, and then we'll serve it up. Get back in a minute. Well, look at that. We're ready to puree the soup in the blender. It's looking so good. All right, it's always nice to have a little drip plate so you can ladle and go right into the blender. Let's see, we won't spill any. Now don't overfill the blender, halfway is good. Let's make sure we have enough liquid in there. Okay. Get your cover on, secure. Start on low. There we go. So let me tell you, what we're going to do is we're going to do some batches. I've got another pot, clean, empty pot. We'll put the soup back in, we'll get it onto the stove, and we'll taste it. And if we need to re-season it, we'll re-season it. And then we'll put it in a bowl, and we'll taste it together. All right. All right, well, I've got some nice soup bowls here. This beautiful flavored red curry sweet potato soup. Let's see. I think you're going to love this. I know you're going to love this. I had to take my hat off. It's getting a little too hot in this kitchen. I've got some pepitas here. I just love these pepitas. Put some on the top there. A little finishing oil. That's olive oil, finishing olive oil. Now let's taste this. Huh? Is that gorgeous? Thank you, Blake Pope, for contributing this recipe. He could be found on @mblakepope at Instagram. That's where he's at. Oh, that red curry comes through. There's just a gentle heat. The olive oil from the beginning makes it really have a great mouthfeel. Wait, I have to have some more. That is good. ChemoKitchen.com. Get the cookbook. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time.